It is the day before Thanksgiving. Actually, no, it is Thanksgiving. Today is Thursday. It is 1:18 in the morning, and my kitchen is a complete disaster. So, before I even wake up, I'm going to use the kitchen and I need it to be clean. So, let's clean my kitchen. Okay, so we are going to start by throwing the trash away. And before I even start this video, I do have a lot of allergies, so you will hear a lot of sniffling and this, and I'm sorry about that. I really can't control it, but I will try my best to not make that sound a lot. So let's begin by washing the dishes. I'm gonna put them away and then we start washing them. You guys, washing dishes is one of the least things that I like to do, but it's one of the most things that I do. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, but it does get really annoying washing the dishes all the time. And it's like, I'm pretty sure this is everywhere, but I just hate the fact that dishes never end. They never end. And I usually get my my kids and my husband to help, but they only help once a week. So I do 6 days and they do 1 day. Actually, no. So my husband does Sundays and my son does Saturdays. So I do 5 days. But I still hate it. It's the same thing with clothes, with washing clothes. It just never ends. And it's really annoying, but it's got to be done. So sometimes I'm like, why are you complaining? Stop complaining. Stop complaining. You still got to do it. You know? The more I complain, the less I want to do it. But the more I have to. Yeah, that's the dealio with that. So you guys, today is Thursday. It is currently 1:30 now in the morning. And I was so undecisive with whether we were going to celebrate Thanksgiving or not, just because there's a lot of information out there now that I didn't know before. So I feel kind of wrong celebrating it. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I have done it for many years. Well, I don't know. So this year, I'm not going to do anything. Ooh. Cops at 1:30 in the morning. This year I'm not going to do anything at home. We're actually going to go to my aunt's house where all the family goes and we gather there. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be I haven't done it for the last 2 years. So it's going to be a little different this year. I usually just do like us. Hi, my dog. I usually just do us, like us four. And then sometimes I'll go on Christmas or New Year's with my family. But this year we're going to change it up a bit. I went to the store. I went to Ross 2 days ago. And I never go to Ross. Not because I don't like it. Just because I feel very overwhelmed there. I don't know. I guess it's just the way it's organized. I don't know. But anywho. Everybody is so stressed out. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but it's crazy. I got into it with one of the Ross employees because I went to Ross to go find a sweater, cute sweater for my dog, some little bows, something cute, so she could be cute for Thanksgiving and Christmas as well. So we get there, right, and I don't like to go to Ross for the same reason. That is always over. There's so many people. There's always too many people there. So we get there, and I go straight to the dog section, right? And there is a mess. I mean, people are disgusting. I completely understand like workers, because people are just disgusting. And there is a saying where they say, well, if they do this out here, then you can only imagine how their home is, right? How they are at their house. But no, that's not true. If they're discussing outside, but once you get to their house, I'm pretty sure that if we were to do what they did in public, they would be pretty upset. Well, anywho, there was clothes all over the floor, right? Everything was in the floor, all the dog sweaters and dresses or whatever. Everything was in the floor. It's like, it kind of looked like, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys know, but it kind of looked like if the rack had fallen and all the clothes just fell down. I get there, and maybe like a minute or two after me, then another customer, comes to the same aisle. So we're there looking at the stuff, and like 5 minutes later, one of the employees comes and blocks one of the ways to get into there, right? So to that aisle. And she literally stands like maybe 1 feet, 2 feet behind me. And the whole time I just hear, and I'm hearing her, right? I'm like, that's just pissing me off. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to move. I'm going to stay here. But she keeps doing it and she keeps doing it. And then my husband, right, he's with me. So my husband's like, oh, babe, like, it's because she's working. So she's there. And I was like, well, she can still work. Like, I'm not bugging her. I'm not in her way. Like, she can literally keep working, right? So I'm still looking at the clothes, and she's like, oh, just making these freaking weird ass sounds. And then I turn around and I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, it's because I'm working. She's like, I'm working and I need you to move. So I was like, excuse me? She's like, I need you to move. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'll move when I'm done. Like, And she's like, oh, she starts doing the same thing, right? And she's like, I need you to move. She's like, I'm working. You need to come back later. And the other lady, the other customer that was in the aisle, she was like, we're at a store. We come here to shop. Like, how are you going to tell us to move, to come back later, right? And it's not the fact, you guys, that she needed me to move. If she would have asked nicely, then I would have moved. Like, if she would have just been like, oh, hey, like, do you guys mind? Like, can I just pick this clothes up and then you guys can come here like in 10 minutes? And I would have been like, yeah, for sure, like, no problem. But it's just the way she did it, like, with that attitude. And honestly, I was going to complain. I never complained, but I was going to. I didn't, because I started looking at the faces of all the workers at Ross, and they were all miserable. They were all just miserable. Like, they were all serious, all angry. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I understand. I'm not even going to make it worse. Like, it's all good. But still, it was really irritating because I never go there. And then the day that I'm like, hey, let's go to Ross, like, that happens. But again, it doesn't surprise me. I know it's the holiday, so I know everybody's like stressed out and overwhelmed and full with anxiety and stuff, But I've worked in customer service before, and that's not a way to treat people, or to talk to, like, especially if you're working there. Like, you literally go to a store to shop, and then you tell them that you gotta leave. What kind of shit is, what kind of stuff is that? That's just wild to me. But anywho, I'm gonna continue washing those dishes, and yeah. So I'm 90% done with the dishes, and I'm gonna move on to the stove just because I will be using it tomorrow and for breakfast and for what I'm cooking, and I don't want it to be dirty. Now this isn't a deep clean, it's just because it's 2 a.m. already and I'm not gonna vacuum. I usually vacuum. Today I'm just gonna sweep, and I'm trying not to make too much noise, so it's not gonna be like a deep clean, but it's still gonna be like a little tidy up reset, because the best thing we can do is wake up to a clean kitchen, and it's just beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna grab some Dawn soap, put it in the sponge, wet it, and I'm just gonna go over, let's see. I drank coffee at, I think it was 11 at night. Okay. I drank coffee at 11 at night, and so it takes, like, it doesn't make me sleepy, so it, you know, it takes the sleep away, but it doesn't give me energy anymore. Like, I need to start buying some, what are they called? Some energy drinks, because my energy has been feeling really low, and I hate that because I have a lot of things to do, and I hate feeling like I hate it when my energy feels low because I don't want to do anything. But stuff has to be done. Now I'm going to switch kitchen towels and spray a little bit of diluted Clorox and wipe the countertops. Doing a little bit of sweeping. I usually vacuum, but like I said before, it is 2 in the morning I am not trying to wake up my family. Okay, you guys, and this is how the kitchen turned out. I'm not going to mop today. Probably do that tomorrow. But this is as good as it's gonna get today. It is, I don't know if you guys can see the time, but it is 2:38. And I think it's time to go to sleep.